All right, here we are at 15 Romolo, and I am with the wonderful Ian.
Thanks for coming out.
Now, what's your story?
I was in Los Angeles studying jazz trumpet, and I had some friends that worked in bars, and ended up picking up some shifts on nights when I didn't have gigs, and eventually got to the point where I was making a lot more money bartending than I was playing jazz trumpet.
I love it.
If you can believe that. And I've been doing it ever since, yeah, 10 years.
That is great. All right, so Ian, what are we gonna look at on your drink list tonight?
We're gonna make a couple cocktails. I think we'll probably start with our house 50/50 martini.
That sounds interesting.
Equal parts gin and homemade Bianco vermouth, which is a sherry-based vermouth, very unique. It's also got a dash each of orange bitters and our house lemon bitters.
Interesting.
So very citrusy, very refreshing, kind of gets the juices flowing, gets you ready for another cocktail or five.
Yeah. All right, man, well, let's take a look at it.
Let's give it a shot.
How long does it take you to make that vermouth?
It's a 48-hour maceration of the botanicals, and then we blend that macerate in with our wine, let it rest for a day, then bottle it, let it rest for another day before it's ready.
Beautiful.
There, Paul.
Great.
Our 50/50 martini. Cheers.
All right, let me get a taste of this and we'll have some fun. I like, the gin martinis I think are, in my opinion, even though I love vodka,
Sure.
the gin martinis seem like they have a little bit more structure to them.
Absolutely.
So how do you beef that up with, with a vermouth like that?
A couple of years ago, my boss challenged me to create a house martini recipe using Fino sherry. We just couldn't seem to get the recipe right. There's other classic cocktails that are very similar, and eventually I just got fed up with it and decided that instead of trying to blend Fino sherry and vermouth with gin, I was just gonna make a vermouth out of Fino sherry.
There you go.
And use that. And so the vermouth itself was developed around this cocktail.
Great. So let's roll into what we're going to see next. Talk to me a little bit about the next drink.
We're gonna work on our PICON punch.
Okay.
It's a very classic recipe. I wish I could take credit for it. I can't. It starts with a little bit of grenadine,
All right.
essentially
A
just
little
a pomegranate
sweetness.
syrup.
Yeah.
And then we add a little bit of cognac.
One of my favorite liquors.
Me too. But next is another house-made ingredient.
I was going to say, that looks homemade.
Yeah, it's another house-made ingredient. Typically for this cocktail, you'd use PICON, which is unavailable in the United States.
Okay.
And also kind of not what it once was when this cocktail was developed. A lot of people use Torani Amer, which I don't think really works very well.
Right,
so we just
right.
make our own replica PICON, which we call our Basque Hotel PICON.
Very cool.
We'll do about an ounce and a quarter of that. Obviously, people come here for the cocktails. We have a reputation for a long time of having some of the best cocktails in town. We try not to disappoint there, but I think mostly, people come here for the ambiance.
Ian, this is good.
You like that one?
Yeah, this is nice.
Yeah.
It's got a nice finish to it.
Really simple, really
Yeah.
classic.
This is great. Kind of a licorice taste too. What is that?
A little bit, yeah. That could be something from the PICON. It's a complex Amaro. It's got a lot of flavor. It's mostly orange and gentian, but there's a lot of other little subtle tones there.
Yeah, it's kind of on the back side of it.
Yeah, and the cognac just kind of helps beef up the structure a little bit, kind of makes it a little more chocolatey.
That's almost like a dessert drink, almost like a port. Is what
Yeah,
it feels like.
it's a little on the sweeter side. It's very light, and can work either as an aperitif or digestif. Cocktail number 3 is a favorite that we bring back every year with some version or another.
Okay.
It's called the Velvet Jukebox cocktail. But this is another really simple cocktail. It's got a little bit of ginger,
A little wholesome stuff.
some fresh lemon juice. This is a locally made slow gin
yeah.
from Sebastopol up in wine country.
Okay.
An ounce of Blanco tequila.
Oh, this is going to be fun. I can tell this already.
And an ounce of manzanilla sherry. And then, just for fun, we're gonna add a few dashes of our house carnival bitters. It's
Now, what is a
housemade
carnival bitters?
It's named after a cocktail that the flavor profile was loosely based on called the xylophone carnival, which was a popular cocktail of ours long ago.
Okay.
We kind of took those flavors and turned it into a bitters blend. It's bitters with pink peppercorn, lemon peel, a touch of cayenne.
Oh.
It's got a little kick to it.
Let's try this. Let's see if this is the
hope you
reason you
enjoy
got
it.
out
So
of the
Velvet
music
Jukebox.
business. Oh, okay, that's a great one.
Yeah, refreshing.
Yeah, I love that. Really nice body, beautiful flavors, and you can really get that aroma out of it as well. The cayenne's a little pop there on the end. Nice. All right, Ian, so you know, every great bartender usually has a genesis of when they've started kind of thinking up ideas for drinks. How do you guys do it here at Romolo?
Well, here at Romolo, everything's very collaborative. It's not any one person coming up with 12 great cocktails and writing them down on a menu. What we do is we workshop our ideas together and come up with cocktails as a team, try and help each other out, find the right balance.
So have you ever had a customer come in and ask, hey, I want you to make this for me? They give you kind of a menu or a whole recipe for a drink and you go, wow, this was actually a pretty good drink.
Nearly every day.
Really?
Yeah.
So a lot of innovation just from the guests themselves. That's cool.
Yeah, they, you know, the clientele that we get, they go to hang out in all the best bars in town, and if they find something they really like, they'll bring it to us and see if we can recreate it. And we'll do our best to pay all proper respects when we steal it.
There you go, man. Ian, this has been a blast hanging out with you here at the bar and learn a little bit more about the cocktails. Great selection, by the way.
Thank you.
Awesome work tonight. Thanks for letting us stop into your bar.
Of course. You're welcome back anytime.